Good evening, guys. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay, is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well and good. So we'll start today with that hyperlist. Okay, and then we'll start with the form.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, what is the difference between intermediate audit and annual audit in ISM, sir?
Okay, what is intermediate audit? Intermediate means which will be done. How much is the validity of your SMC?
So voice is not clear, sir.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it okay?
Yes, it's clear, very clear.
Okay. Headphones. Okay, anyway. So let me just show you the ISM code. As per ISM code, we have the SMC is subject to intermediate verification, right? Intermediate verification. And annual is done at the shore side. जो आपका annual रहता है, that is to be done at the shore side.
तो सर ये हम लोग ये बोल सकते हैं एनुअली सर डीओसी के लिए होता है और इंटरमीडिएट एसएमसी के लिए होता है ऐसा.
When he is asking only with reference to the ISM, right? तो उसने सिर्फ ISM के लिए बोला है. And there is also an internal audit which the company has to conduct. Okay, I'll just show you just a moment. Okay, आपको दिख रहा है DOC दिख रहा है? Can you see on the screen DOC?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it is the original one, right? Means given format given by the this Solus, right? ISM ka. Can you see first annual verification, second annual, third annual, fourth annual? दिख रहा है आपको?
Yes, sir.
So this is the page of that same certificate, right? So it has to be verified annually. It is audit. Please don't say survey. It is an audit, right? They will check the paperwork of the company side.
Okay, sir.
Okay, annual audit, and the next you asked is intermediate, right?
Yes, sir.
So now this is a wait. Where is SMC? Just a moment. Okay, this is SMC. Where is SMC kept? It's kept on the SMC कहाँ रखते हैं?
Ship is.
Yes, along with the Xerox, or we can say copy of the
Copy of DOC.
Okay, and vice versa. So over here, if you see in this place, right, there is only one slot given, right? एक ही आपका slot means the space. Intermediate verification, when it has to be done, it is done between the second and third anniversary date. Okay, you know what is anniversary date, right?
No, sir.
Okay, anniversary date is basically the expiry date of certificate, right? Date corresponding to the expiry of the certificate. Now let me tell you an example. Okay. Suppose you got a passport, right? Or let's say CTC. Your CTC is issued at 20th of April 2014, right? So what is the expiry date of the CTC then?
20 April 2024.
No, please check your CTC and passport again.
19.
It has to be 19th, right? 19th April. So now there's a confusion sometimes that out of these two dates, which date we will consider. So it is the date corresponding, right? Date corresponding to the expiry of the certificate. If it is a 5-year certificate, let's say 1st Jan 2020. So 5 years, right? Let's say it is 31st of December 2024, right? So anniversary date क्या हुआ आपका? This is the anniversary date. Okay. Date corresponding to the expiry date of the certificate. So when you are supposed to do the survey, this is the, let's say, your SMC. So I will do it at from let's say second, right? Second means 31st December. इसके बाद 2 साल जब होगा, right? 2020, 21, 2022. Sorry. Okay. 1 year is 2021. Then next year is 2022, right? हाँ 20 से 21 से 22, okay, correct. To no, okay, 2021, right? And 31st December 2022. Okay, means almost you can say second year के बीच में और third year के बीच में आपको intermediate verification करना होता है between the second year and third year, right? Between this time slot you have to do, and this is corresponding to the anniversary date of the certificate, right? Means date corresponding to the expiry of the certificate. Understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes.
So one
any
more
other
question is there, sir. Sir,
Hmm.
what is the meaning of chronological order in filling of ORB, sir?
Chronological means when the events have happened, right? Suppose, like, just a moment, I'll just show you. So in the, what is chronological means in the event, जिस event sequence में आपके events हैं, suppose like you did sludge transfer on Saturday, right? Let's say on Saturday, on let's say 2nd of the April. Then you did your bunkering on 3rd. Then you started your OW. Sorry, guys. You started your OWS on 4th, right? So when you're going to make the entry, you have to do in chronological means जो आपने operation पहले किया है, the operation which you have done first, that has to come first.
Okay.
Operation number 2, that has to come, right? Now suppose,
Understood.
you have started taking bunkering, right? On the same day you started with the sludge operation, okay, and your sludge operation finished first, and then your bunkering stopped. In that case, first you will start the bunkering because उसमें कैसा रहता है, वहाँ पे start stop का timing आता है, okay. So you have to take always corresponding to the start time of the operation, right? मतलब जिस sequence में आप काम करोगे, in same order you have to make the entry. Is it clear?
Yes, yes, sir. Clear, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other doubt, guys? कुछ और doubt है किसी को?
सर ये 16 रिक्वायरमेंट रिलेटेड टू हाइपरमिस्ट कौन से हैं सर?
Okay, we'll do it today. Basically, it is required for all the vessels which have more than, मतलब engine room volume is more than 500 meter cube. Okay, for the category of machinery spaces A, मतलब जो आपका machinery space है. Okay, if it is going more than उसका volume more than 500 meter cube है, then they need to have an additional fixed firefighting system, means local. Additional local fixed firefighting system. I'll show you, right? This is, guys, our FSS code. It is coming under SOLAS chapter 2-2. What is code, guys? Once again, please tell me, what is code? Code क्या होता है?
Technical aspect of the convention.
Yes, it covers the technical aspects of the convention, right? Technical aspects of the convention. Okay, so convention which you are dealing here, that is SOLAS, right? SOLAS convention. Okay, it is under that. So it is under, you say, under SOLAS convention 2-2, right? You must know कौन सा code कहाँ mention हुआ, right? That is important. When we saw IMDG code, it is covered in which convention? IMDG किसमें आता है?
SOLAS.
Is it only SOLAS? SOLAS chapter?
Chapter
7, sir.
Marpol.
SOLAS
Yes.
chapter 7, Marpol 3.
Marpol
Yes.
3.
Yes, correct. Okay, because IMDG cargo will have threat for safety also and also for the pollution, right? So it is covered under both. Okay, depends on the nature also. Maybe आपको कोई ऐसा cargo है which is not harmful to the environment, right? So we will see. Okay, anyways, so this is your FSS code. We term it as also, okay, FSS code. The full form is fire safety system, right? International code for the fire safety system. So it has it is distributed into chapters, right? So it has total 15 chapters, right? इसमें आपका general application and all. I'll directly move on to the okay, this chapter number 7. This is our hypermist. We will see the requirements and all in this. Okay, so it is on page number 12. बाकी आप देख लीजिए. This is international shore connection, ISC. You must know the dimension of this one. Then PP, firefighting suit, portable fire extinguisher. This is your fixed gas. This is your CO2, right? And fixed foam for the tanker ships. Mostly it will come. Hypermist, and this is our sprinkler. ये हमने किया था ना, right? Sprinkler हो गया था ना हमारा? Bulb and all, उसका requirement. Then this is for the fire detectors, right? Someday we'll do that. इसका एक latest regulation आया, isolator वाला. We'll see that later. So yeah, I'll directly jump on to the chapter, right? I've shared this file, right? Just a moment. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the. Wait, I'll just turn my screen so it's more visible. Guys, you can see my screen, right? दिख रहा है ना आपको screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This fixed pressure water spraying and water mist system, right? So it is all regarding the water spraying means water mist, that is hyper mist we call it. Okay. So first of all, the regulation says that means specifications which you need to cover. That is, the number and arrangement of the nozzles shall be to the satisfaction of the administration. Okay, means whatever a flag says, and shall be such to ensure an effective average distribution of water at least 5 liter per meter square, right, per minute. Means if you take 1 meter square of the space it is protecting, right? Let's say 1 meter square, 1 meter, 1 meter. Then how much water should enter here in 1 minute? That is 5 liter of water should spray. Okay, that should be the distribution rate. Okay, 5 liter per meter square per minute. That is the distribution rate. Okay. First of all, the question they might ask you, why do we use hypermist? क्यों? Why it is important? Hypermist क्यों जरूरी है? What is the advantage of hypermist? Basically, the advantage is that mist, when you use water mist, it is acting as a, it's working on the principle of cooling also, and also it acts as a smothering, right? Smothering का भी काम करता है, right? Smothering and cooling also, right? Okay. So very fine mist is thrown on the fire, right? So it will take away the heat and it will vaporize into steam. So क्या करेगा? Heat take over कर लेगा, right? As you know, the latent heat of water for vaporization is very high. So it will draw the heat from the surroundings and it will give the cooling effect. And as it is mist, it will cover the surface and also give the effect of smothering. So it is working on the principle of both smothering and cooling, right? Okay. Now I'll show you the arrangement, right? I'll just show you the arrangement, then we'll see how it works. Just a moment. Let me show you the diagram first. Then I'll get back to the. Okay. This is a generic diagram of your hypermist, right? ऐसा रहता है hypermist. Please pay attention. First of all, please pay attention on the freshwater tank. Yes. This is our freshwater tank, right? This is our freshwater tank. Okay. So what is this? This is basically a freshwater tank in which you will put the fresh water, right? Like we saw in that sprinkler, उसमें क्या था? It was all moved by that by the air pressure, right? Sprinkler में air pressure था. यहाँ पे we have a separate pump. Okay, that is called a high pressure pump. Okay, it is a separate pump over here, right? Just a minute. Open that. Okay. इसमें क्या होता है? आपका हाई प्रेशर पंप होता है, राइट? दिस इज योर हाई प्रेशर पंप. Okay. So okay, this is your high pressure pump, right? In this case, this high pressure pump is started by a motor, right? अब इसमें क्या होता है? Suppose first of all, how it's being activated is that it's a local firefighting system. It is a local, okay, local fixed firefighting system. Okay, local fixed firefighting system, right? This is the local fixed firefighting system. So it is located in the places of the engine room where there is a higher chance of fire. Now guys, just tell me where there might be chances of fire. Engine room में कहाँ आग लग सकती है?
Purifier, generator platform,
Okay.
boiler,
Hmm.
incinerator, and main engine, sir.
Yes. So it is generally located on these spaces, right? Main engine, auxiliary engine, purifier room, boiler, incinerator, right? Please make a note of this one. Okay. Okay. So जहाँ जहाँ आपका fire का ज़्यादा chance रहता है, they are located over there only, right? So in this case, what is happening basically? The activation generally takes place by two different types of detectors. Okay. So suppose on the main engine, there are two different types of detectors. When these both will activate, then it will give signal. Okay. It will give signal to the pump. Okay. It will give signal to the pump to start. Okay. Then the pump will start. Starter को signal जाएगा. Okay. So it will give signal to the hypermist control panel. Fire alarm panel is also giving feed to the hypermist control panel. As the detectors get activated, so it will give signal to the control panel, and then control panel will give signal to the pump. Okay, and then it will also give signal to the solenoid valve. So this section में आपका fire लगा, suppose it is on main engine, then this solenoid valve will operate, it will open, and then your pump will also operate. It will start the pump also. Okay. After that, what will happen? It will start taking the water from here. It will start supplying only water to where? Only above the main engine. The other two remaining are not working. Means they are stopped because the solid wall is not open. Pressure is there in the line, but because of the solid wall, the water is being supplied only to the main engine. Okay. So this is just a generic working for servicing. You know, we have service here also just for flushing. आप service here भी use कर सकते हो. There is no involvement. Okay, there is no involvement of your sea water, right? तो इसमें क्या होता है? The hypermesh, the holes are very small. जो आपके holes रहता है hypermesh के बहुत small रहते हैं, right? So mostly we will not prefer to use the fresh water. Otherwise, salt accumulation might occur in that place, right? So sometimes the surveyor asks you, what are the safeties given in the hypermesh, right? In that case, you have to tell. जो आपका fresh water tank है, it has got a high level alarm and a low level alarm, right? Switch रहता है. Okay, it is a switch generally. The system is quite simple, right? The system is quite simple, not too much complicated. There is only one pump, solenoid valves for each section, and there is the nozzles are fitted above the machinery. The question which they generally ask you is in hypermesh is how will you test the system, right? One is that, and what are the SOLAS regulations for that? Okay.
Sir, one question was asked, why two detectors required?
Yes, I'll let you know. Yes, that also they are asking, right? So, okay, like first question you asked, right? Let me answer your question. Why? Your question is why?
Why two detectors, sir? Something related to fire propagation.
Why?
Sir.
No, why two different type of, right? Suppose if it is two smoke detector get activated, right? Then also it will not activate. It must be two different type. Two different type means one can be smoke and can be flame, or it can be heat, right? You can use either of one, right? Means एक आपका smoke हो सकता है, एक one might be heat, flame or heat, any three in combination, right? Any three in the two combination. It cannot be two smoke, cannot be two flame, cannot be two heat, right? It can be flame plus heat, heat plus smoke, right? Or smoke plus flame. Okay. Now why it is two? Because suppose there might be an error. Okay, there might be an fault. There might be fault in the system, right? That your one of the detector got faulty. So it will give the alarm. But suppose there are two already. Now it is very rare possibility that two different types of detector will malfunction together, right? The possibility is very rare. So it acts like a foolproof system, ताकि error ना हो. Because having a fault in a single type of detector is very common on board. You are working as ETO, right? You might have seen it actually. Fire detector कितना बार faulty alarm देता है? Have you seen that, right? So it is, that is why we use two different types. So there is no point of error, because when the fire will happen, obviously it will activate both types, right? So that is why I use the combination. I'll show you a video also how to do the testing. Okay, why two different types? And then how you have to do the testing. In testing, what you will do is that you will put a bucket below the nozzle. आप एक bucket रख दीजिए nozzle के नीचे. And then you manually activate, right? You manually activate the alarms, right? Heat detector, heat gun से, and smoke detector with that aerosol can, right? Not working at all. Wait, I'll just show you a small video. You can either put a bucket or a polythene, or let it just same way, right? Oh, okay, in the meanwhile, I'll just tell you about the SOLAS regulation. SOLAS regulation क्या बोलता है? Like I told you, machinery space above 500 meter cube of volume, right? They must have a local firefighting system. Okay, and it must have the flow rate. I told you 5 liter per minute per meter square, and it also must have connection with the ESB, emergency switchboard. Okay, and it is a requirement for the ships which are more than 200 GT. Okay, more than 200 GT. Okay.
How to test hypermesh system. So you have to do it every 6 months. So to ensure it is operational, we will be doing the hypermesh test on board vessels. So please pause this video. So I'll try to give some information about how to do the testing. I believe this video will be also a useful video for you all. Keep supporting. So what we do is we have to hang a bucket.
They have hung
on
the
top,
bucket or polythene also they can.
which is below the nozzle, water nozzle, so that when it get activated, the water don't spread or spill on any of the electronic device. So we hang a bucket on it, and how it works, as I already told, we need to activate both heat sensor and flame sensor.
Okay, so both different types.
So this is the light which we activate for the flame sensor. So this is for activating the flame sensor. So it gives a high power light towards the sensor so that the sensor get activates, and this is your heat. It will create heat source in the sensor, and this will activate the heat detector.
You can either use
So now
the
I'm going
smoke
to do
also.
that.
It's not compulsory, right?
So
जो आपका fixed रहेगा.
This is your heat sensor. We are giving the heat to the sensor and flashing the flame towards the flash sensor, like it is your sensor which detects the flame. So both at a time we will do. So when both get activates, it gives a audible alarm. So once the alarm is activated, then the pump starts and the firefighting will starts. Now you can see the water will splash out of this two nozzles. This is how hypermesh system sprays water spray when it get activates. Now the alarm is already audible. Now the water will start spraying. Yeah, you can see
Okay.
the water spray. So this is the reason why we keep the bucket, so that the water don't spill outside and damage any electronic parts. So now it is well known, the system is working good.
Okay, guys, you understand the working.
Yes, sir.
You understood how to test. Okay. Okay. So that is how you will test, right? There are different.
Another one doubt, sir.
Boliye.
Sir, if you in front of PSC also we like do this, or
Yes, there is also one other mode. Means locally, what is there? You have also a button, right? There's a
Hello?
control panel actually. You can either you can do this, or either you can directly press that button and put a bucket, right? Have you seen that panel in Hypermesh?
yes, sir, local mode only, sir. Press the start button.
Yes.
That time is water is coming now.
Yes. If we accept that way, otherwise we have to do this way only. Okay, testing. Okay, then this is the only method how you're doing the testing. Either by that local method, by just pushing the button, and either by activating the sensor. There is no other method, to be honest, in my knowledge. Do ही हैं आपके. Okay, there are only two methods for activation. Okay.
Sir, one doubt, sir. If in local method, that time audible alarm sound coming, or only we.
Well, see, what happens that generally, if the fire alarms have been activated, then you will have the audible alarm, otherwise not. The alarm is generally from the alarm jo aata aapka generally, that is from the fire alarm, right? If they have been activated, then only you will get the alarm. Okay, and it is giving command to the hypermist panel, right? Maybe your, let's say kuch fault ho gaya, it did not get the command, right? And then you can push it locally. Or otherwise, suppose you are just walking nearby, and you saw the fire visually. Okay, then you should not wait for the sensors to activate, right? You can directly press the button and fight the fire. Okay. So it is basically two different types. So regulation says when the engine room volume is more than 500 meter cube, and for ships greater than 500 gross tonnage, it is needed, right? Okay, then distribution rate should be more than the distribution rate should be greater than, okay, almost 5 liter per meter square per minute, right? Should be connected to the emergency switchboard, right? Should be connected to the emergency switchboard, ESB. Okay. Then it might be some independent source also, but generally it is connected to the ESB. Okay. And also have a manual and auto release. Okay. I'm not sure, I need to check the manual for this. Actually, I don't remember generally. I just need to check the manual, whether it gives alarm usme hota hai nahi hota, right? I need to check when you activate it manually. I have to check it, right? I don't want to give any.
Yes, sir, it gives alarm.
Okay, it gives, okay. So it gives the audible alarm, right? Audible and visual alarm. Okay.
Yes.
But still, I'll check in the manual and I'll let you know. Okay. Okay. So this is all about the hypermist. I'll just see the FS code if there is something additional.
Sir, is there any regulation regarding pressure of hypermist, something like that?
No, see, they have already told regarding the distribution, right? They have told the distribution rate. Then there is no point of telling about the pressure.
Okay, sir.
Right, वो एक ही बात होगी anyway. समझ रहे हो आप? बात तो एक ही होगी. Because getting 5 liter per square meter per minute is not a small volume, right? Flow rate you are getting. It is almost So it will satisfy that only. उसीलिए उन्होंने खाली वो बोल दिया.
Sir, what is advantage of hypermist with respect to sprinkler, sir? Against the sprinkler?
What is there in hypermist? Generally, the amount of water which is used, that is very less. Okay, that is the biggest advantage. And then the chance of the like damage to the equipment, that is very less. Okay, उसमें क्या होता है? Full spray of water is flowing, right? And stream is flowing. In this case, it is just very fine mist. Okay, and it can be used locally. अब आप just imagine if it was a sprinkler system, it could not have been used, right? It might have caused damage to the equipment, okay, to the nearby equipment. And another thing is that the chances of corrosion are very less in hypermist. Why? Because sprinkler में आप क्या करते थे? The pump was running only for 1 minute, right? Only for 1 minute, and then the the reserve tank was only for 1 minute, and then the seawater pump used to take over. Remember? So it will have a chance of corrosion also, because salt water jayega lines mein, right? And this this one will not have that thing. Okay. And sprinkler is mostly preferred for the cargo ships and in the accommodation spaces. And this one we are using generally for the engine room machinery spaces as a local firefighting system, right? Local fixed firefighting system.
Sir, another doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, if you two detectors are activate, but hypermist system is not working, means what the actions are you taken?
Sorry. Please let.
Sir, if your two detectors are activated, but your hypermist is still not working and water is not coming, that time what is your action, sir?
Okay. Our action is that we have to, if there is a real fire, in that case, you have to activate it locally, right? You have to activate the fire locally. Sorry, activate the button locally. If it is not working, still it is not working, then you have to go for the plan B, right? You have to see what is the, like, first of all, try to fight the fire by some other means, by portable or whatever, right? Some conditions. Now, after you finish with the fire, you have to do the root cause analysis, right? Find out what was the reason why it did not activate. Check the control panel, all these things. But if it is not working after the activation, you have to press the buttons manually. And the location is such that one is in the local position and one is in the other remote location, right? All the local activation points are given together. The button रहते हैं ना आपके manual.
Sir, एक doubt, sir. Sir, I see in my ship locally, blue color wala is there, sir. I didn't that name for technically name, but I see that hypermist activation for blue color on breaking like MCP.
Okay, blue color. In my ship it was red actually.
Okay. That is for water mist. They written on break the glass and that.
Okay, you have to just break the glass and activate, because in what I had in my ship, like it was like this. It had got a glass cover. You have to just lift the cover and then push the button only.
Yes, sir, like MCP, sir. Manual Calpine, like.
Yes, just press the button. That was in my case, what I saw.
Sir, the technical name is what, sir? That.
You can say manual activation of the button. There is no technical name for that. Just release button, right? Or activation button. There's nothing technical name as of knowledge. You can just manual activation of hypermist panel or hypermist panel, you can say. Just a release panel, right, for that. One is in the local position, one is you will have a complete set of all six were there like this with their names. Key. This is for which zone, and we have for local also. Technical name, there is not a technical, just you have to explain in front of her, right?
Okay, sir. Well, no, sir. Just I know before the MCP is manual call point either. So this name is what?
No, manual call point is a whole different thing, right? You will have a key, you have to put a key from the below. That is how you activate, right? That is break glasses, that is different. That is a manual call point in which you will put the key, right? Saturday ko karte hain, you have that plastic keys. Have you done?
Yes, sir. Plastic pin is there. We press that time. Glass is released after again. We press it. That time lock it.
Yes, you will just insert it. It will activate, and then you have to remove it, right, and reset the alarm. Okay. So we'll see the regulations as of now. I told you about the distribution rate, right? So now this should be made in such a way that suppose there are let's say 6 machineries, right? Like let's say your purifier room is different. Okay. So when you will do the calculation, the pressure should be such that the pump capacity should be such that suppose this is your engine room, This is your purifier room, right? Now let's say one more machinery, it is in the other room. Here you have 3 machinery, here 2 and here 1. So suppose if there is fire in room number 3 only, okay, in this, let's say, main machinery space. Here is main engine, generator engine. So it must be able to supply all 3 spaces, means all 3 systems, machinery, with the required pressure. Required rate how much? This much, right? Itna pressure hona chahiye pump mein, that at a time it can supply the water to all the nozzles and the same compartment. Same compartment means in that confined space, right? Like purifier room is a separate. Your machinery space, that is a separate, right? Suppose you have some other machinery, so that also separate. If it is in a separate compartment, the pump shall be capable of simultaneously supplying at necessary pressure all sections of system in any one compartment. In any one compartment, right? That is important. This one, any one compartment, right? So if any one compartment, I have 3 machinery, 2 machinery, or 1 machinery, it must be able to supply that. Guys, समझ आ रहा है आपको? Any doubts? Please let me know.
Sir, can you repeat that point?
Sorry.
Can you repeat that point?
Okay, just a moment. Suppose this is our shape, right? Let's say this is our shape. The aft part I'm just trying. Okay, aft part of the ship. Let's say here is your machinery space. Okay, this is your purifier room. Okay, now let's say here it is a generator engine number 1, auxiliary engine number 2, 3. Okay, no problem. And this is your let's say main engine, right? Now this is a case. Okay, so this is one compartment, this is another compartment, right? Different boundaries, right? Okay, this is one compartment and this is second compartment. So what the regulation says, your pump which you are employing in the hyperm system, its capacity should be such that it can simultaneously supply water, right, to these 3, right? Let's say this is a line, right? और इसी से एक आपका एक line है. This has come from here to the purifier, right? Let's say यहाँ पे nozzle है आपकी. Okay. So one is your main engine, one is your generator engine number 1, generator engine number 2. Okay. So I must be able to supply simultaneously all nozzles or all spaces, right? All nozzles in one compartment. Means suppose there is a fire in the generator engine number 1. Okay, generator engine 1 में fire. So if I want, I can also operate number 2 generator main engine also together with the same pressure, jitna required hai minimum, right? With the same pressure I can operate. Such should be the capacity of the pump. But now suppose you tell me you have to operate purifier room also together. So that is not the regulation. Okay, then if there is extra load, we will go by the compartment. In a single compartment, all the nozzles should be working, right? So that such should be the pressure of the pump. Jitne bhi aap, okay, let me keep it more simple. You take, right, just take an example of your any house only. Okay, suppose you have 3 rooms in that. Okay, you have water supply over there. So what the regulation says, the pump which is supplying the water, okay, the pump which is supplying water, it must, if you are opening all the fittings in your one room, right? If all the fittings are of one room are opened, so the pressure should be still maintained. But if you know open all the rooms simultaneously, then not. Means एक room में आप सब कुछ सारा section खोल दो, not an issue. Still the pressure should be maintained. Okay. If you are opening all the sections in a single room, it should satisfy the criteria. समझ आ रहा है आपको? Simultaneously means all together in a single room. All together in a single room, right? Simultaneously all together in a single room. All section of the system in any one compartment. simultaneously all sections of the system. Understood or not? Still confusion? Guys, shall I repeat?
Understood.
Okay. Okay. So, if it is your pump is driven by this internal combustion machinery, means if engine driven pump, then it should be located in the fire protected space. Okay. It should be located in the fire protected space. Means outside of the machinery space. But generally you can say the pump may be driven by electrical. अगर आपका power है, then it should be coming from the emergency generator. Hey, 42 and 43. It's for the emergency generator, right? 43 and 40, 42 and 40. Emergency generator क्या ना आपका? Okay. Now where the nozzles are generally, where they are fitted above the bilges, tank tops, and other areas where the fuel is liable to spread. जहाँ जहाँ आपका fuel आ सकता है, right? Any doubts, guys?
No, sir.
Okay.
सर ये थोड़ा मेंटेनेंस पे भी बता दीजिए सर.
Okay, maintenance you have to, इसमें आपको डिटेक्टर्स चेक करने हैं, पैनल्स चेक करोगे एंड टेस्टिंग करोगे every 6 months.
Every 6 months, sir.
Yes. Or as per your company SMS also. Okay, I'll just check. MSC circular. Yes, guys, any other doubt, please ask.
सर वो डिफरेंट टॉपिक से है, पूछ सकते हैं.
Sorry.
सर ये हांगकांग कन्वेंशन में कौन कौन से सर्टिफिकेट हैं आपने बताए थे सर, एक बार थोड़ा बता देंगे.
IHM part 1, IHM part 2, and IHM part 3. Okay. And wait, I'll just show you. एक DNV का है, उसमें अच्छा से बताया. You are giving class 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, you can just refer to this, right? ये जो FAQs हैं इसके, इसमें अच्छे से बताया, right? What is IHM? Inventory of hazardous material, right? Okay, it is a list that following parts. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Number 1 जो होता है, that is given by the shipyard. Okay, and number 2 and number 3 you have to fill when you are taking the ship for the scrap. Okay, sorry, not scrap, it is recycling. Please don't say scrap. Okay, इसीलिए आपकी आई थी convention. Okay, see, the HM part 1 shall be prepared and certified for new ships, right? And part 2 and part 3 will be filled by the on board, right? Because operation generated waste before the recycling and stores also you have to put. Okay. See, while the IHM part 2 and 3 are to be only required to be prepared when the ship is decided to be sent for recycling. Okay. I will do the whole process. कैसे करते हैं, but just refer to this, right? इसमें बहुत अच्छा बताया IHM के लिए आप कैसे करोगे, HKC और EU SRR में क्या फर्क है, right? You can just look from it. It is a very good FAQs में आपको सब मिल जाएगा, introduction, right? क्या क्या है requirements है, okay? But I think ये topic किया था शायद करुण सर ने. Okay. अभी चल रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then you will do that, right? If any other thing, guys, please ask. So इसमें कुछ ज़्यादा ही बात we don't want to go so much in detail, right? They have given a lot of details. That is, I think, for the manufacturer and all. Testing के लिए just that, right? You have to check the pump and check the panel, this sensors, and check the operation of the solenoid valve. Yes, there is actually a test valve. I'll just show you. आपके इसमें drain valve भी रहता है. After you do that, you have to just operate the drain valve. Just a moment. So there's a drain. After you will do that, you will open the drain, right? And cleaning of the filter. Pump का filter वो आप clean करोगे. As a ETO, you can check the switches, right? Float switch आपको check करने पड़ेंगे. As a ETO, you have to check the float switches. There are two switches, right? Low level and high level switch. Low level switch and high level switch, right? You have to check the operation of that as an ETO, you can say. And flushing कर सकते हो आप. This is given for service here from for flushing, right? After the operation, you can use it for flushing.
So is there some regulation for the capacity of the tank?
It's not for the capacity like we had in sprinkler, like for 1 minute के लिए होना चाहिए. There is not a regulation for that. ऐसा कुछ दिया नहीं है. But still, I try to find. देखता हूँ. Okay. But there is nothing given for the capacity of tank.
Okay.
I'll just check that. Right. Just anything else, guys? आपको समझ आया? Have you understood hypermist?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I just wanted to do foam, but there's shortage of time anyway. Any other doubts, guys? Please ask me the doubts. And one more thing, one of our candidate has passed yesterday, right? But he's busy in his own marriage, so he told he will give me the questions later, right? One more candidate passed yesterday. Yesterday or day before? Mr. I don't remember the name. But please don't message him for questions, right? He's busy in his function. His name is Viswajit, right? I think, yes. I'll just ask him to post the questions later. Yes, guys, anything else? Okay, then I'll just start with foam, right? Just introduction, not much. So there are some definitions which they asked me, and you must know, right? What is foam? So foam is an aggregate of air-filled bubbles formed from an aqueous solution of suitable foam concentrate. Okay, foam कैसे बनता है? It is a mixture of the foam concentrate, air and water, right? It is a mixture of these three things. So that is how you will make the foam, right? तो फोम का आपका डिफरेंट टाइप्स होता है. प्रोटीन फॉर्म है, अल्कोहल बेस्ड फॉर्म है, राइट? देन एक हाई एक्सपेंशन फॉर्म है, लो एक्सपेंशन फॉर्म है, मीडियम एक्सपेंशन है. वी विल सी ऑल दैट कौन सा कहाँ यूज होता है. एंड फोम सिस्टम इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द पीपल हु आर वर्किंग ऑन टैंकर्स. Okay, mostly for the people who are working on the tanker. Okay, they will ask the question generally. आपको पूछेंगे like on deck which foam is used. So you will say I will use the low expansion foam. Right? Why you will use low expansion foam on deck? Anybody?
Sir, water density is high in.
Yes, the foam density is high.
Sorry, foam density is high.
Okay. See, your
That's why air cannot disturb this.
yes,
Uh,
wind, right?
Wind not disturb too much.
Actually, low expansion foam is heavier, right? So it cannot easily fly away with the wind. But high expansion foam, the advantage is that of expansion ratio is very high. So you need to use less amount of foam solution. But it can be used only in the confined space, like your means which has some kind of barrier. Otherwise, you just imagine if you use very light foam in the deck, it will fly away easily. No point of using. But in the engine room, no issues. Your ventilation fans are off, no wind disturbance, right? You just use the high expansion foam in that case. Okay. Then synthetic foam है, protein foam है, fluoroprotein foam है. Okay. Type A, type B. We'll see that, right? So testing वगैरह सब है इसमें. Yes, anything else guys? कुछ और डाउट है पूछिए मुझे, और इसके बाद रिस्क असेसमेंट करेंगे, देन विल मूव ऑन टू मार्को एंड नेक्स्ट 6. उसके पहले कुछ टॉपिक करना है, प्लीज लेट मी नो.
सर इस लास्ट मंथ के पेपर में भी पूछा था एग्जाम में कि 136 लीटर फॉर्म सर का उसके बारे में लिखने रिटर्न में.
हाँ, I saw the question actually. So they wanted you to draw the diagram, right?
Yes sir.
Or they see that is not a portable form. That is called as a semi-portable extinguisher, right? Sorry, it is not a portable extinguisher. It is called as a semi-portable because as per regulations, as per FSS code, what they say, if there is any extinguisher which is more than 23 kg, वो आपका portable नहीं रह जाता. अगर उसका weight जो है gross weight is more than, if I can see right, if it is going more than 23 kg, तो आपका portable नहीं, आपका semi portable हो जाता है, right? Page number 5. Relationship. Okay. See. Each powder of CO2 extinguisher shall have a capacity of at least 5 kg and each foam extinguisher shall have a capacity of 9 liter. The mass of all portable fire extinguisher shall not exceed 23 kg. Okay. अगर आपका weight 23 kg से ऊपर जाता है, then it is a semi portable, right? And they shall have a fixed extinguishing capacity at least equivalent to 9 liter. Okay. So in your engine room, there must be at least one semi portable extinguisher, right? Semi portable at least एक होना चाहिए. You see, this is portable, right? So portable foam applicator shall be used to form nozzle. Okay, portable tank containing 20 liter of foam forming liquid and spare tank of foam making liquid. The nozzle is capable of producing effective foam suitable for extinction oil fire at a rate of at least 1.5 meter cube per minute. Okay, don't worry. I'll just get the diagrams and all right for the written area, and then I'll let you write that. Or otherwise, I will make the answer and give you. Okay, I'll make the answer and give you, right? And I posted the file, right? जो last time आपका last month में पूछा गया था written, right? उसका मैंने आंसर आपको डाला है अभी. I think Surya sent me.
सर ये लेटेस्ट अमेंडमेंट्स इन एफएफएस कोड की कुछ फाइल है क्या सर?
लेटेस्ट अमेंडमेंट, यस दिस इज आंसर. ये फाइल नहीं, बेसिकली आपको इसमें मिल जाएगा, नेट पे मिल जाता है. इसलिए आपको चाहिए लाइक इफ यू वांट वी हैव द कंप्लीट राइट. सोलास का इन 2024 देयर इज रिगार्डिंग आइसोलेटर्स इन द दिस फायर डिटेक्टर्स का आइसोलेटर्स का है, राइट? मींस यू डोंट नीड टू एम्प्लॉय द आइसोलेटर फॉर ईच मोडेटर. Each detector you can put for a whole section. Wait, I'll just show you. Safe mooring, GMDC, water integrity. Yes, this is the one, right, which I was talking about. So the requirement for fire detecting system have been registered so that short circuit isolator do not need to be provided at each individual identifiable fire detector for cargo ships and passenger ships, right? हम cargo ship पे focus करेंगे. So for cargo ship, one short circuit isolator per deck will acceptable. पहले क्या बोलते थे, right? For every detector you need a short circuit isolator. But अभी क्या बोल रहे हैं? You need the isolator at one deck only. Getting my point? Suppose I'll just try to explain. Suppose ये आपका system है, right? Okay. This is let's say deck A, B, C, right? पहले क्या let's say यहाँ पे आपका है, यहाँ पे है, यहाँ पे है, right? यहाँ पे है, यहाँ पे. Okay. Suppose these are the detectors here. Sorry for my drawing, but anyhow, right? Please try to adjust. Suppose these are your detectors, right? So before, what is the requirement? Means पहले what you are generally doing that you will put isolator at each space, right? यहाँ भी, यहाँ भी, यहाँ भी. हर detector में एक isolator डाल के रखा है. Okay. But what the latest changes say? They say after 1st July 2024, you don't need to have at each detectors. Okay, you can have it at just one section, right? Suppose if you want to put a detector, you can just put it at one deck. यहाँ पे डाल दो खाली, यहाँ पे डाल दीजिए, right? No need to give at individual. At each deck, one is acceptable. समझ आ रहा है आपको? Hello, guys, you understand? Hello, hello. तो समझ आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Shall I repeat?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, do you know what is a short circuit isolator, guys? First of all, tell me, you know what is a short circuit isolator?
Can you explain, sir?
Okay. Like in my knowledge, it is a device. Suppose if there is a detector, right? Suppose like this. Like this. Okay. Let's say I put this is one deck. I put this is one detector. Second detector. Third detector, right? So this is on the deck. And generally in your system, right? जैसे आपका सीरीज में करते हैं ना हम लोग, सीरीज और पैरेलल गाइस, द अरेंजमेंट. How is the wiring done in detectors? Yes. How you do the wiring, guys, in detectors?
Series.
Okay, series, right? See, in the electrical part, even I'm not sure, but I'll tell you the rules which are there, right? Like how it's work. So basically, suppose there is if all the detectors are in single loop, right? All of the whole chip. What will happen? Suppose we have this detector इसमें short circuit हो गया. Okay, so it will render the whole section to be ineffective. फिर इससे क्या होगा? अगर इसी deck में कुछ और connected detector, they will also be not operational. वो भी non operational है. तो इसके लिए हम क्या करते थे? We were using isolator at each detector. Every detector will have a short circuit isolator. Suppose there is a short circuit in this one, in this detector, right? In this detector means it will phase it out. इसको remove कर देगा. Your other section is working well and good. Suppose यहाँ पे short circuit हुआ, ये वाला separate हो जाएगा, right? Means इसको वो isolate कर देगा. Separate out means isolate, right? Suppose here is one isolator. There is fault in this. This will isolate because of the isolator. But now what they have told is that no need to have the isolator, short circuit isolator at every detector. You just need to have at each deck, right? Suppose there's a fault in this, it will isolate the whole deck. Okay, पूरा section जो है isolate कर देगा at the deck. Here also one detector isolator. Here also one, right? Then here also one. That's A, B, C, D. Okay, guys, understand? But please, if you want, you can ask your electrical faculty, right? How does short circuit isolator works, right? You can ask them. I've told you the rules, but in my knowledge, it works that way, right? It will isolate, but the exact working, sorry, right? You have to get in touch with them. See, short circuit isolator. देख रहे हैं आपको? It is the amendment coming into force from 1st January 2024, right? This is the name actually. Short circuit isolator. Okay. Okay, guys. Just ask them, right, regarding that. Okay, so we continue tomorrow with the foam, right, guys? Okay. Sorry, foam, and then I'll try to do the assessment, and then we will start with the Marpol NX6. How about the extinguishers? I'm worried, right? Extinguishers भी करने पड़ेंगे. And please remember the. Okay, tomorrow I'll try to cover foam fast, and I'll try to show the important parts. और ये जो access code मैंने post किया ना, इसमें सब highlighted text है. Okay. Okay, guys. Anything else? Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.